Japan banned censorship? What?
Apparently Japan, there's been a lot of censorship that's been happening. I think that we all know this, is that there's been censorship that's been affecting anime and manga. And obviously, this has gone on now for probably like at least 5 years. But you're starting to see Japanese people starting to become cognizant of it, seeing their media change as a result of it trying to appeal to overseas viewers, or more likely overseas Twitter users, etc. And so finally, it looks like Japan is banning that type of censorship. So I'm very, very glad to see this, and I think everybody should be. No, I do not want some annoying Karen on social media telling me what anime I'm allowed to watch. Absolutely fucking not.
Based.
At long last, I can be the bearer of good news instead of bad news.
Imagine
like,
that.
Oh my goodness, man. It's been too long. I'm always delivering bad news after bad news after bad news. But here we go. We actually got something I can talk about that, will bring people a smile.
Okay, let's see it.
No interference in creative works. Japanese government proposes new policy for anime and game expansion in the West.
No policy for game expansion in the West. Thank God. No interference in creative works.
Finally.
It's so obvious. It's so reasonable. Thank fucking God. And I think that's the Freerun Starforge PC too.
This is huge. This literally just came out today. This is literally breaking news. It was by the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry proposes new policy guidelines for the Japanese content and anime industries. Very, very good.
Could this be related to the Square layoffs? I think that there is a sentiment in Japan. This is, I don't live in Japan. I don't speak Japanese, but this is I'm only looking at what's translated.
I speak partially Japanese.
And I don't have a unique insight to this. But it seems to me that there is a growing sentiment that's happening in Japan where people in Japan are upset that Americans are both consuming Japanese culture and also, in another way, consuming Japanese culture, where they're trying to edit out, push away, and try to, rough off the rough edges of Japanese culture that they find to be abrasive. And I think that that's earned a lot of resentment from the Japanese people. That's what I think has happened. Trying to appropriate it? Yes.
So let's just get right into it.
Literally cultural appropriation.
This October,
someone in his chat said Assassin's Creed Shadows Fallout. Brother, what are you talking about? Assassin's Creed Shadows, other than it being the game taking place in Japan, has nothing to do with Japanese gaming. It's an American game made by an American company about Japan. The fuck are you talking about?
Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry.
I always get one guide, bro, and I'm not even the streamer that these people are chatting to.
Industrial Policy Seminar, during which it proposed 5 key principles of its new policy guidelines for the Japanese content industry, including video games, anime, manga, film, and music.
Of course.
As reported by Otaku Soken, the new guidelines have been announced as part of the strategy to achieve the government's goal of expanding the overseas market size for domestic content to 20 trillion yen by 2033. This comes only a month after the Japanese Business Federation, Keidan Ren, issued an urgent message calling on the government to provide immediate, large-scale, and long-term support for the country's content industry.
Yeah.
The 5 key principles of the entertainment and creative industries policy are listed as follows. Number 1, large-scale, long-term strategic support.
Smart.
Support efforts to spread Japan-made content to the world.
Yeah, this is how you have soft power. Like the USAID, where we get to do trans Sesame Street plays in Iran. I don't think that's how you have soft power. Soft power is Freerun, not transsexual Sesame Street.
Interference in the content of creative works. That's the big one.
Soft power is Black Myth Wukong.
Prioritize those willing to take a challenge. In light of recent events, especially aggressive content restrictions and global pressure from payment processor firms, the third principle of the policy has been attracting attention in particular. As explained by Meti, the government's goal is to invest in IPs, human resources, and digital technologies, as well as support international distribution networks and overseas investments into building fandoms. Consequently, the third principle was suggested to reassure creators that their freedom of expression will be protected.
That's the big
and that
one.
Government backings does not imply that the content of their work will be meddled with in any way. Huge W. Like, just straight up huge Japan W. Like, big W right here. Big W for the Japanese government. Big W for anime creators.
I think it's people are just, this is a win for anybody who doesn't want to have things edited by people that don't care about the media. Because fundamentally what you have are people that are coming into a space that they're not really part of, and they're trying to edit, change, and manipulate that space to make that space congruent with their worldview. And I think that just generally, there's a lot of resentment for that. I don't think people want that. That's not something that like an average person is saying, oh, please censor me more. Please change this, make this different. No interference in the content of creative works means what exactly? It means that in the process, I'm assuming, and in the process of localizing things like this in Japan over to the United States, that you're not going to have, censorship of certain topics or certain types of sexuality, for example. Basically, like, they don't get to censor things because it's problematic in one way or another. I mean, that's what I'm guessing.
Manga creators, for artists in general in Japan, this is a
they aren't gonna turn a fucking rice cake or a rice ball into a jelly donut like they did in Pokemon Season 1. When we could clearly see that it wasn't a fucking jelly donut. Like, what are we talking about?
Huge W for freedom of expression, creativity
people do what they
within
want.
Japan. Because obviously when government starts to get
they tried to culturally appropriate Pokemon to American society. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why do that? There's no reason. I'm pretty sure people in America can relate to a fucking rice ball. It's not just an Asian thing. Am I wrong here?
Involved with things, there's always this worry of like barriers to block you from doing certain things or stop you from being free or doing what you want. And the fact that the government is reassuring creators that just because it will be government backed does not mean we will interfere or stop you or meddle with your work is amazing. They legitimately want no interference in the content of creative works.
Like, this is a pretty good example, right? Is like a lot of people in the West complain about fan service. And for people that don't know, fan service is basically just gratuitous sexuality that's added into the story just for the sake of gratuitous sexuality, right? That's basically fan service. And it's like, my solution to that is very simple. If you don't like anime with fan service, don't watch it.
Yeah, there's not really any anime that doesn't have fan service, bro. Like, I watched Death Note just recently, and even Death Note has fan service in it, bruh.
Don't watch it. There you go. Problem solved. It's literally that simple.
Basically, to not force anime and manga to censor itself.
So this apply to those fucking English VAs that'll purposely change lines to push an agenda? No, it won't, because they're probably already fired because they got replaced by AI. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't need to worry about them.
Expand overseas.
But it should, yes,
that is
theoretically.
This is probably some of the best news we could have gotten as of late, especially for just what we have seen continuously.
Yeah.
We have definitely seen the uptick of just like this continuous rampant censorship on Japanese content.
True.
That's not including other
Very
areas
true.
around the world, obviously. There's a lot of other stuff I could speak about. But what I'm saying is we have definitely seen a lot of Japanese content get censored.
Well, I think the reason why is that a lot of Japanese companies are now prioritizing international audiences over their own audiences. And I think that's probably creating a lot of resentment within the Japanese culture and inside of Japan, because they feel like now, because of the larger economies of overseas audiences, that their media is being changed in order to accommodate them. That's what I think is happening.
And the fact that Japan has obviously been aware of this for years now, it has been an ongoing issue that has been
Which makes sense.
escalating.
I'd feel
over
that way
time.
too.
And I think it finally just escalated to a point where it no longer could be ignored. You have Japanese officials in the government that were even elected that one of their core principles and things they fight for is freedom of expression. And I am really happy to see that with the new leadership in charge, because there was recent elections in Japan, you can see that there is definitely some massive changes going on, that there is definitely a fight for creative expression and freedom within Japan, because it's big. I mean, I made a video like 2 days ago talking about
Disney
how
and
Japanese
China, Americans
is like,
are pissed.
entertainment industry is like its biggest moneymaker. It's bigger than anything else from Japan. And so it makes sense that Japan would want to expand it even more to make more money as a country, but also to protect it for it doesn't get interfered with or distorted.
Well, it's also that the people that are trying to change it are oftentimes not the people that are actually the consumers. And this is another really big issue, is that basically a lot of the pressures to change Japanese media comes from people that are not necessarily consumers of Japanese media. This is coming from a payment processor, or it's coming from an HR department at a company. So really, and you think about it, right? If you're changing content that's Japanese in order to make it more Americanized, like, yeah, obviously you want to have subtitles, etc. But people are looking to consume content that comes from Japan because it's content that comes from Japan partially, right? Obviously the quality of the stories is good, but on top of that, I think that people like the idea of, you know, going after and looking for content that comes from another culture. I think it's something that's very interesting. It's gross. Yeah, I mean, there it is. And Australian Karens, yes, exactly. It's Japanese, yeah. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, then either make it illegal or deal with it.
Destroyed by rivaling companies countries or whatever. They don't want to see stuff like that happen. So this is just fantastic news. It's a big freaking W, hands down. There is literally no negatives about this whatsoever. But let's continue reading. Furthermore, Clause 4 of the policy proposal suggests that there will be more transparency behind the support process, meaning less reliance on intermediate companies and more of the support directly reaching those involved in the creation and popularization of content.
Just removing middlemen, that's obviously a good thing.
As for the reasons behind the new policy proposal, METI cites merger results in its previous efforts to expand the overseas market size for domestic-produced content. While some of the measures did show results, METI suggests that they were still at a low level compared to other countries like South Korea. The ministry commented they weren't able to expand the stock of tangible/intangible assets and raise labor productivity and wages to a satisfactory level. And are hoping that the new policy helps Japanese-produced content conquer the world. So, more or less from what my understanding is that they are in direct competition right now with, like, South Korea and even China.
I love anime.
Like, the animation department, entertainment and stuff that's coming overseas. And obviously they want to make it to where it's more lucrative for people in Japan to work with Japan instead of work with these other countries. And make more business with Japan. That's at least my understanding. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this and I'm stupid. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But regardless, overall, Japan is taking a massive step in trying to protect its actual creators, the people that drive its industry. I mean, once again, I want to point out that the entertainment industry in Japan is so massive. It's like one of its big leading moneymakers.
Well, it's obvious. I mean, obviously, like everybody watches anime in the whole world, right? I mean, like, isn't like one of the Saudi Arabian princes, isn't like one of his profile pictures an anime girl? I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like, it's a worldwide phenomenon. People love it. So yeah, obviously Japan, like, their entertainment and their media is a huge export. The same as American media and entertainment is. Absolutely.
The entire country.
Just the way it is.
So it would make sense that there is laws on
Osama bin Laden watched One Piece? Yeah, that's right. Osama bin Laden liked anime. I forgot about that.
On floor to try to protect their industry. It's just
that says
it's common sense. It makes complete sense. It's nothing that seems like, you know, ludicrous or fantasy.
Yeah. No, I'm being serious.
It makes sense. And the fact that you have politicians that recently got elected that I've even talked about on this channel about the situation, obviously, it makes sense why, like, you know, them being elected, they would fight for something like this. It's just, I'm very happy.
I just remembered the Osama bin Laden thing, that he, like, had animes on a flash drive that they found or something.
Good news, dude. This makes me so happy to see an article like this. Now, I do want to make sure I state this, though. From my understanding, this law is not passed. It's a policy
It
that has
probably will
been
be.
proposed. I'm
I mean, I
assuming
would
it's on the
expect
ground
that.
floor. I'm assuming it needs to be voted on to some degree. I don't know exactly how the whole policy structure in Japan works. I'm not going to act like I do.
Not a
I'm an
surprise.
American. I'm not going to act like I understand all the politics of Japan.
Yeah, we really don't know anything about their government. Like I heard that like unless you're married, sex is like well, at least porn like you're not supposed to do that. You don't make porn, you don't do porn, you don't watch it. But if it's anime, that's why it's cool. That's cool with the government as long as it's fake. Like I'm pretty sure even if they made like a realistic live action movie where there was a sex scene between two Japanese people that they'd still consider that too realistic. And that's why anime exists, to fill that hole. Yeah.
That is ignorant of me to do.
Who the fuck knows?
However, I'm assuming that judging by the wording and stuff, it is a policy that's been introduced thanks to the new change in hands in the government with the new elections and stuff like that. And now it's going to be getting voted on. And I'm assuming with just how much support has been behind protecting creators and how vocal a lot of these politicians have been in Japan as of late, I'm going to assume it's going to pass. That's my educated guess. I mean, you have one of the biggest people that are leading Japan's economy right now that is a straight up like weeb. Like I believe there is literally like one of Japan's like ministers. She is a weeb. Like she loves 2D over 3D. Like I might show a picture on screen to prove it. But basically, it's very obvious these new politicians or politicians that are in control of Japan right now. They love anime. They love manga. They want to protect it. That's good news. That's good enough for me. I'll leave it at that though. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe. Stay healthy. Leave a comment to help with the algorithm. Chibi out.
Well, some stories do have a good ending. Thank God. I'm very glad they're doing this. I think they needed to do this a long time ago. And I'm glad that it's finally happening because you have payment processors, and again, the payment processors will bend to the law. They always do and they always will because they don't want to lose the money. So obviously they'll try to push whatever agenda they have, but whenever very big economies like Japanese economies just say, oh yeah, we're not going to be okay with this.
Can you believe
well, then they say, oh, okay, never mind. We'll do exactly what you want. So that's really what I think is going to happen. They need to make this a law immediately? Yeah, I guess so.
They do.
Senator Takashi Prime is a minister of Japan? Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of... I know the prime minister was like a more right-wing, like Japanese nationalist, which is like kind of what I would expect from somebody in Japan. But yeah, I saw this a few days ago. I did want to watch it. I never really got around to it. But
how many
I did want to show
subscribers
you guys
did he go up since
I think
this
it's a
video
huge
came out? 1K, but there's still time. I mean, the video just came out 7 hours ago.
Fucking W. It is amazing. Good on them for stopping culture rot. That's right. That is exactly what it is. It is intentional, basically culture rot. That's what it is. It's culture rot. And it's a rot that's created by an external force that has no business doing that. They're not invested in the product. They're not invested in the media. They are just simply trying to make as much money out of it as possible. And I think that is an amazing thing. I am very, very, very happy. So this is a huge W. I'm glad, and I hope that, now we'll probably see less anime censored and less video games censored as well. More like a virus spreading? Yes, it's the same rot that affects game studios. Exactly. It is the Karen rot that we have. But that's it.
Karen
What's external
rot.
force? Karens? Yeah, it's Karens and busybodies that are trying to tell everybody else what to do and how to think. So that's generally what it is. You playing Dispatch today? No, I'm probably going to take a break and chill out, do some other stuff, but I'll probably be back on tomorrow and maybe do some stuff back then too. I don't know exactly what my plans are for tomorrow, but I'm going to take a break, relax for a little bit, and I'll be back on tomorrow. We're going to do some other stuff then. So that is the plan. And good night, bro. Not beating ball pit. I beat it yesterday, didn't I? I thought I did. Yeah, I would say so. And yeah, which games would you recommend are under $50? That's good replayability. I don't know. Couldn't this be bad? What if the West just says we're not accepting this and they change it from the source?
Oh, I thought he was just gonna continue talking about like his stream or something.
So that they can send it.
I was
Sample
about
of
to
this is
skip.
Shadowverse 2. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some things that are probably over the line, and there are things that are like in certain regions only. But overall, I would expect to see generally people just deal with it. Like, most people are able to, like, the entire idea of this being a problem is totally artificial, okay? It's a completely artificial problem. Nobody actually cares about this stuff. It's just people that are
Barnyard game talking music. Should I start doing this? Whenever I'm just talking to chat, just start playing the talking music, because there's multiple. Wait, which one's the longest one? I don't know if these are copyrighted, so if they are, that kind of sucks. Wait, let me test it. And just let them play. See if I get claimed. Anyways. Because he does the thing where he plays the Skyrim theme music. Or Oblivion theme music. Whichever. I know he does both of them. But he does that. I feel like I need something like that. Where it's like background music while I'm talking. And like it's meant for that express purpose of talking.
that are looking for something to get mad about. So whenever I see this, and it's like, okay, yeah, like, oh, wow, people are going to be upset about it. Nah, they don't really care about this at all, man. Like, it's not a big deal in any case. Parent processors aren't refusing anime because it isn't woke enough. What is this here? It isn't woke enough. Well, what is it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think obviously it's not because it isn't woke. It's just in general, right? I mean, there's different types of media changes and things like that that I think people just don't want to deal with. Watch Bellier's video about Nintendo tomorrow? Yeah, I might, if I remember. I'll probably look at it then. Sure. Why not? I hope Japan uses AI to convert Japanese voice actors to English so it keeps the vibe of the character. Yeah, I think that it would probably, like, if I'm thinking about, like, you know, that, I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. Like, I do think...
That's a good idea. Because the main reason that I listen to, or that I watch anime in English, well, one of the main reasons is, first of all, I don't really speak Japanese. But second of all, I feel like I can relate to the character more if they don't have a Japanese accent. Which I know sounds bad, but like, again, I'll say another thing that sounds bad. I think a lot of the Japanese voice actors, to me, as an American person, sound very, very similar. And it's hard to distinguish the difference between the characters, for me particularly. I don't know if more people than just me have that problem. Because, again, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't even state that they have that problem because of how kind of racist that sounds. But I'm just being honest.
I think that Japanese voice actors and, you know, making sure that it's true to the character is important. But I think that you're probably going to have the majority of voice acting be done with AI and technology soon, just because it's simply more efficient and it's better. Are you going to play Where Winds Meet? Yeah, I am. They won't? They have protection from AI taking their voice? I don't know what all the rules are. I have no idea. But if they're going to use it...
I hope they don't just straight up replace voice actors, especially like in everything, bro. Like not even just regarding anime, but every media that has voice acting in it. You know how many talented people there are in VA? Imagine they all get replaced. That's horrible.
AI to generate voice lines. That's it. It's not better. I think AI and like AI voice lines will become as good as a human's voice lines. I don't really see a universe where that's not the case. I know that a lot of people like to circle jerk about how bad AI is, but personally, I don't really share any of those feelings, and I think that those are people that are looking for social media points. AI is obviously extremely popular. People love AI, and it will be overwhelmingly accepted by the public, and it already is. So to the extent that AI provides a superior product or an equivalent product, AI will overrule and it will outperform, the human alternative. So yeah.
What's going on, everyone? I've noticed that there's a massive lack of videos that actually explains what each of the
I
aim
watched this video already. Goated video, bro. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on anime not being censored anymore. Potentially. I think it's only a net positive for the industry and social media and content creation and Japanese art and Japanese publications and everything in general. Like, I feel like there can really be there could be no, or at least not much of a downside to this. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I will see y'all later.